the 2021 Amateur of the Year. So we had a health crisis, and we had, a lot of people felt discouraged and stagnated and stuff like that. And then this person came along and did a multi-club event that brought together a lot of the Eastern New York section. The Hudson River Radio Relay HR3, okay? And for that, he was nominated. He wasn't nominated by me, by the way. And he got this award. So here I present to you the 2021 Amateur of the Year, Steve Bossert, K2GOG. Let's see if you want to say a few words, but let's take a picture first. Okay?
Okay, over here.
Boy, this is a tough act to follow. Going after David and Joe and Richie, this is like, it kind of reminds me of a concert that I went to at Jones Beach once. It was Kansas was the opening act, followed by Styx, and then Foreigner. I mean, it was like the greatest concert like I've seen. And at times, even though I've been in this hobby for 23 years, there's been a lot of times that I felt like a foreigner. In case you don't know, it looks like I'm probably the youngest person right now in the room, excluding Ria's children, maybe. And so, much like echoing everything that Richie says, I think, I've seen a lot of different directions in this hobby in the 23 years that I've been in it. And as I've done lots of different things, many of which winds up with David's awesome speech, I think what really led to the creation of this event was just a lot of concerns that I started to see within the hobby. Part of which is, in the Hudson Valley especially, there was really not a lot of camaraderie amongst the clubs that I was more familiar with on Long Island. So clubs like Limemark and Great South Bay, et cetera, just so many great clubs would usually do things together. But up here in the Hudson Valley, that wasn't the case. And so one day I was talking with Joe NE2Z, who's right here, and we said, hey, it would be cool if we can do a special event and go to Bannerman's Island and play radio. So we thought, okay, that sounds fun, but why are they going to let us go to do, Adam always stealing the show. So Joe and I came up with this idea to go to Bannerman's Island. It's a small, very historical island in the Hudson River. And we thought, well, how are they going to let us play radio there? So we had to kind of weave this like mega ridiculous complicated plan to kind of go and do this. But as part of that, what it allowed us to do is to bring together a lot of people. And I had to type up some notes because there were so many different people that were involved, and I want to make sure that even though this award has my name on it, it's really the efforts of a lot of people. So we had 8 special event stations. This was this past June. We'll be doing the same event in June of this year. So the VHF contest, we coincide this for that. It's a 4-hour long event, so it's kind of like the sprint of sprints, and doing so across multiple locations. So it's a tremendous undertaking. And so there was the N2H station, which was our northernmost location, run by the Overlook Mountain Amateur Radio Club. Folks like Dave K2GOG, who's their president, and Doc KJ2DOC, who are not here today, were incremental in pulling that off. But we do have Neil, W2NDG, over here, who was part of that fantastic expedition up there in Kingston. So that was one station. We had the N2U call sign, which was led by the Putnam Emergency Amateur Radio League, with Billy AC2GC and Diana Key2AEG, amongst a few others that helped do that in the Garrison area across from West Point. Then we lead to West Point. We have Colonel Stephen Hamilton sitting up here at the front table with the Orange County Club. So they did November 2 Delta call sign, and Cadet Nolan N2WU, who I think is taking in one of the fantastic football games that West Point's known for. So that's why he's not here today, but he wanted to try to figure out how to be here twice. Moving on, we have N2S, QSY Society, and the Mount Beacon Club. So folks like Scott, W2NTV, Tom, N2FZC, and Adam you're back good, so, they were incremental, and that I think was a really important one, because it showed that not only can we pull a multi-club event together, but we had two clubs working under the same roof, and so I think that was a fantastic achievement for that to be pulled together. We had the Orange County Club, which actually made the most contacts as part of the event. John KD2PTX, or as most may know as Paluch, for those that have ever spoken with him, he's not here today. Brian N2BTD, between the two of them, I think they combined for like 300 contacts. It was like crazy what they were doing. And Larry W2LGB who was kind of the initial guy, bringing Orange County into the fold. And there were so many other people, and I really wanted to try to limit this to just 3 people max per club. But I can't forget Gordon and Joe, BCC, and Shirley, and so many other people that were part of it. I think if I look at it, there's like at least 15 people, and I'd love for those that participated in the event, to kind of, raise a hello. But, we also had the Peekskill Amateur Radio Club, Carl N2KZ and David KD2EVI. N2V was led by Glenn N2GOP from the Crystal Radio Society in Rockland, along with Paul K2PH. And then finally we come down to the team that went to Bannerman's Island. So Joe NE2Z, myself, Mark WA2NYY, who's also a member of Hudson Valley Digital Network, as well as QSY Society, Lloyd K2JVX, who's part of the Overlook Mountain Club, and Ken 82T. Together, we had a fun time on the island. I'm just kind of rattling through a lot of different stuff because I know we're short on time, but pulling together an event like this was no easy task. Rhea was very involved in pulling together some of the different things. She sat in on our monthly planning meetings, and so this was really a true team effort to pull this apart. Some of the different things that we did when we were on the island, as an example, I played satellite on I think it was AO 92 before it crapped out. So AO 92 made a contact with the N2H station, which is not that exciting because they're only up the Hudson, but we were playing satellite, we were playing SOTA, we were playing POTA, Castles on the Air. I mean, there was just like every possible acronym and cool thing that you can do in one event in 4 hours. And I think, just kind of sharing some of these details, it just shows that just because there's a pandemic, just because there's differences of opinions, just because different clubs kind of want to do different things, it still doesn't mean that we can't all come together. And what I really wanted to do through this event is to show that there is a future for amateur radio. I don't want to see it kind of die on my watch. How do we inspire? How do we bring more people into the hobby? This is the type of an event or other type of activities that we can put together to help kind of inspire that and put us out into the world and let the communities around us that we live in know exactly what we're doing. So that's my speech of sorts, I guess. And again, just thank you. And I guess we'll see what happens next year. We're going to try to do more contacts than we did this past year, and then we're going to expand it from 8 to 10 stations in 2023. So again, thank you for this excellent award, and thank you.